to me, I realized that if I'm not okay with it either, like maybe I shouldn't do it because I don't know really. I mean, at the end of the day, so I thought, okay, I'll stop that behavior. I just remember because I'm like, yeah, I don't want him to slap my butt when he's 16, 17 years old. You know, we're like, so that's not a behavior I want. So the same thing as far as positive or negative or good or bad. We're all in our homes behind closed doors, and we're going to do what works best for us. And basically, we're here to learn, to see what's worked for others. Because this book, that's what it is. It's basically a whole bunch of parents coming together and a psychologist and an ex-cop learning together. Because this universe is ever changing too. So the way kids behave is also changing.
Thank you for sharing.
I just want to add something on this. So, Patty, we noticed the same thing. Like and it is a matter of control and like not completely losing my shit. But I mean, all three of our kids, 5 of them really, respond when we bark a little louder than we normally do. And it's not because ultimately that's how we want to deliver the information, but I think at their age right now, because ours are 9 too, and 7. So I feel like it happens to do with what age group they're in right now. Like they sort of yell and are loud and just naturally when they're interacting anyway. So we sort of have to raise our voice a notch or whatever. Like I think that the 3 of them that live with us know by looking at my face where I'm at. Nobody has to guess what's going on with me, right? But like he's the unpredictable one. They don't really know like where he stands, right? So they have to wait for him to react, and they get him to react all the time. It doesn't react so much, right? So she's more predictable. So with all 3 of us, it's different. But I noticed that when we deliver the information too, they don't always, I mean, we have to, and it's a matter of not engaging in a banter with them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's normal for us too, even though they're saying that like you probably should, I don't think that's a complete negative. I think it's just a delivery thing.
And what you're feeling in the background, right? Like Alfredo's saying, if you're delivering it because you're pissed because your boss just screamed at you, and you're late to work, and and you have all these emotions, and you're tearing your child down. That's completely different than we gotta go, and I need you to come now. Right? So you're obviously.
The other thing is we give them reminders. Like so, what I noticed that we're raising our voice. It's usually in the morning because we're in a hurry or because we're trying to go somewhere.
Right.
So what we started doing is like reminding them. Okay, you have 10 minutes. Okay, have you done this and that yet? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that seems to like sort of tie them back into what they're focused on doing before we leave, and it's helped a little bit.
And it's teamwork. They appreciate that too, because we're all learning.
Because they forget that they're supposed to have their socks and shoes on by now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or we'll just say, well, what time is it? And then one of them will go look and see what time it is and shout it out so everybody knows that that's 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So like the reminder helps.
This is real quick, but I know what you're saying, that they look for that reaction. I mean, it's a kid's natural built-in thing to try to test the limit, so they know what the limit is with each one of you. That's why it's so good, I think, to stick with the consistency and not have that breaking point.
And just poker face.
That way, it's like I know already. It's like I do this. Okay, okay, I'm going over here. Yeah. So I see how that will work because just listening to you and then understanding what you guys have said.
Yeah.
For sure.
When they're small, they really look to you for their feelings. When they're small, I don't know if you really notice, but look like small kids, if you're like a really small child, just falls down, and the first thing he does, he looks up at his parents like, are we upset, or what are we doing? Are we upset? Are we okay? Am I supposed to be crying? Yeah, exactly. What should I do? And so it continues as they get older too. They look for you. Okay, how are you going to react? Okay, if you were going to react this way, then okay, now I guess I have to do this. But like I said, it's a work in progress. There's no right answer. All it is see what works. Try it out. We're scientists. Try what works. How about we take a little break? Just get some coffee. There's some cookies and some pastries back there. There's some water. So let's take a little break. See if we can use the restroom. If you guys we'll continue when we come back. Thank you guys for sharing and making it, a whole lot. It's a lot livelier when we have that type of engagement and really things coming out.
I like what you said about we have to think about ourselves and our bodies and our future and how is this going to affect me and how is it affecting me now. Because I feel my blood getting going and I start getting upset and thinking about me. And that's not the way I want to live.
Exactly.
So I have to remember that.
Yeah, do it for you. Everything else will fall into place. You're the leverage. And that's what I think a lot of times people don't get us that if you get that, yeah, this is and do for yourself. But it's not easy. It takes practice. But no one, people that we talk to in classes, it's not easy to change yourself. It takes a lot of work. But the first step is to recognize it. I can recommend, there's have you ever heard of obsessive compulsive disorder? Okay, so there's this doctor.
Oh, no, I've heard of it.
Okay, yeah.
I thought there was like a aspect.
No, so yeah, I think we all have and we just not diagnosed with it. But we all have some sort of compulsion. So the trick is, so there's this doctor, his name is Jeffrey Schwartz, and he's a specialist in obsessive compulsive disorders. But it gives a 4-step process, and it sounds simplistic, but it's a good way to start. He says the first step is you recognize when something's going on. The second one is you reframe. Okay, and that's an important one. And all reframing means that you're going to take a look at it a different way than you did before. If before, okay, you're looking at it, just it's like a picture, if you put a different frame on it, it looks a little different. So that you take the situation and you reframe it, you look at it differently, you do whatever you got, it's about talk therapy, you know. So then you take the situation, and normally I would see it like this. Listen to me, you're asking to do it. So then at that point, I have to change the way I'm looking at it, put a different frame on it. I can maybe have a bad day, maybe I'm having a bad day, just have to put a frame on it, you label it, or you frame it, and then you refocus, take your focus, and you take the attention to something else. Do actually something physical, gardening, walking, breathing at that moment, and then you break the cycle. Because a lot of times it's all like the brain is pretty simple. It just runs patterns and we're creatures of habit. But now we have this thing now. I don't know if it's evolution or if it's just modern era or people have talked about it for our life and it's just coming away to me. But there's ingredient. Oh, you can take on this. They call it kind of a third-person perspective. You kind of just imagine right here that someone's over here watching, right? But that person's not judging. It's just observing us, right? And so if you can imagine taking that perspective, just every once in a while we're having a conversation, but we're here to engage. But you can also have a little piece of you just kind of look and see what's going on. You're not judging the situation, but just observing. So every once in a while you check in with this perspective, right? And then that allows us to change. That creates space in the habit. You change it, and then you're able to. So you refocus, you do something else, and then that. And the last piece is revalue, which is the process of what's going on. So his name is Jeffrey Schwartz. Got that stuff on YouTube. And like I said, we're all working. We're all working with these little compulsions, and it's about the information that we get to help us change.
So what's that guy's name?
Jeffrey Schwartz.
Jeffrey Schwartz.
Yeah, he's written several books, but the one let's see, the one it's called Jeffrey Schwartz is out of UCLA, and
for relaying some things from another kid at school to her sister. There's a lot of just telling her what I was supposed to. How dare you? We banter a little bit. I thought it was one of there. Right? You're going to lose your gymnastics class for delivering that information to your sister as if that was so much. How dare you? Well, I don't understand. I said, we don't have to talk about it anymore. When you do understand, I will give you those class. Otherwise, you're not going to.
Sure, sir.
You owe your sister.
So then I look like
you will never.
Like, really?
related to feedback from another child at school to her, as if that's just, you're just a So she didn't have to say, they got all day long to give her sister an apology and to recognize why she wasn't supposed to do that. You know what I mean? And I said, and she still didn't go to gymnastics class after, right? But she went, after she negotiated her apology with her sister, and she said, and I apologized to my sister, I said I wouldn't let that happen again. It's so funny, so then we went to
They don't ask that.
it still worked out okay, but
Yeah.
it took her all day to understand why that was not okay, because she didn't know why that was.
Yeah.
Well, I was just telling myself, I said, it's not his low.
Yeah.
You know, and then
That's good that you gave him the time to figure it out.
Right.
And he also had time to make it. Got it. It works.
yeah.
All right, let me see. This is the book here.
Years ago, we had to apply for this Brian was out of work, and you know what, I'm gonna do it, apply for these, and then have this work, but that would be 17 on our family, okay? We got, look at that. Oh my gosh, I brought stuff home, I didn't even know it was in the cart, I didn't even know it ended up on the conveyor, till I got home, like, on the top of gummy bears, I'm like,
You can get it for like $1.99.
I didn't even know.
It's a really
Because I
good book.
told them, like, this is our first one.
And like I said, because really I think we all have
But
a,
I didn't even
we
see
really
it.
do, it's just not that.
I did.
Well, there's definitely guys that's not,
Yeah.
they're not that important to them.
Yeah.
So I'm not-
So we all do. And the thing is, okay, what's working, what's not working.
I just put it there in some bribery. Like, I'll beg the bribery, Mom.
But oh my God, I'm like, what the heck?
Like, oh, great, the kids are even helping back.
Oh, so like, I hate taking small shots. Even like with dish you know, when I have to do, okay, I don't have load, okay, cool, this is smart, I get this one thing. And 10 days later, I'm like,
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and restart. So, the activity on page 129, that's what we've basically been talking about, so we're gonna skip it. But I want to read the point. So the point says, when children choose to share their frustration with parents by screaming, hitting, complaining, blaming, etc., self-limiting timeouts are the answer. This strategy helps children rethink their choice and thereby begin to see the benefit of self-control and self-discipline. So let's move to page 130. Sibling rivalry. We're back to table 1. Time to read children on sibling rivalry. On the top of page 130.
Let's see if we could do a little better. Self-limiting timeouts can also be used to help reduce sibling rivalry. One clever mom shared with us how she helped her two daughters quit their ongoing, noisy, almost vicious arguing. Mom walked into the girls' room in the middle of what she sounded like a cat fight. Mom took each of the girls by their hand and led them to the couch and to sit on either side of her. She reminded the girls of the family rules and announced the two-step consequences. Number 1, the girls had to come up with a plan to settle their differences without screaming and fighting with each other. Both girls had to agree upon the plan and share with their mother. Number 2, the girls could only get up from the couch when they had permission to do so from each other. Using this form of self-limiting timeout required her daughters to cooperate with each other. The more the girls cooperated, the less they fought.
Perfect, thank you. So then this is just extending the self-limiting timeout, what we talked about, to brothers and sisters or cousins or whoever the kids live with, to be able to, once again, have a two-step consequence where they develop their own plan and only when they agree can they move from their timeout. So they have to be able to communicate. And then also letting them know that you do believe that they can do it. Because sometimes they'll say, I don't know, no, I think we can. And when I get back, I want you to be able to let me know something. Okay? And then on the top, in that little box, Vivian, can I get you to read those? They're just little things that kids are saying.
Okay.
Children on
Children on sibling rivalry. Dear God, maybe Cain and Abel would not kill each other so much if they had their own, it works with my brother Larry, accepted. You should never pick on your sister when she has a baseball bat in her hands. Joel 10. If your sister hits you, don't hit her back. Parents always catch the second person. Michael 10. If you put your brother's hand in warm water, he will wet the bed. Christopher.
That's cute. That's some examples, right, of how siblings don't get along all the time. So moving on to page 131. So out of control behavior. You want to read it?
All right, it says, when we talk about out of control children, we are not referring to a parent's control. Remember, we do not control our children. We are talking about children who are so impulsive that when they are told no, they may kick, bite, scream, or even run out of the house. Because we don't like to see our children unhappy, many parents back down from their no or request. This teaches kids that if they scream, cry, or hit enough, they will eventually get their way. Let's face it, if we had never given in to our children when they cried or screamed, etc., would they continue to do so? Changing this learned behavior is not easy, especially if we have stuck to our guns one day and give in the next. In families where parents have sometimes backed down, children are no longer just sharing their frustration with their parents. The screaming, crying, or hitting is now designed to get the parents off the child's back. These kids have learned that it works, and they will use it again and again until it no longer works for them. For out-of-control behaviors, self-limiting timeouts are the answer. All right. Someone, can we read here, please? It says, and continue on page 132.
The example, right?
Yes, on 132.
I have an example on 131.
Yeah, 131.
Okay.
Yes. And I think it goes on to 132.
Okay. The mother observes her 8-year-old son suddenly beginning to kick his little sister. The mother rushes in and pulls her son away from the sister.
Okay.
Bradley, you know that hitting and kicking are not allowed. What caused you to be so mad?
Can you play Bradley for us? Thank you.
Nevertheless, you have an 8-minute timeout to calm down.
Pulls away from his mother, screams, no, and kicks her in the leg.
Bradley, your timeout will begin as soon as you're calm. Stop kicking and are sitting in the chair.
Screams, no, and kicks his mother again.
Moves back to avoid being kicked and tells her son, Bradley, you will take this 8-minute timeout. You can take it now or choose to take it later. But you will have no toys or playtime until after your timeout. You may take as much time as you need, son.
Again screams, no,
Looks directly at son but says nothing.
begins crying and continues screaming, no, to his mother.
Picks up her younger daughter and the toys and removes them and herself from the room.
Continues screaming and crying for another 40 minutes. And when he stops crying, he finds his mother and asks, can I play with my toys now?
Bradley, I'm proud of the way you have calmed yourself down. Yes, you can. Oh, no, you can't.
Right, this is right.
You can.
Yes, you can have your toys just as soon as you quietly complete your 8-minute timeout.
Begins crying again.
Walks away from her son.
Continues crying for another 10 minutes before going to his 8-minute timeout.
In this case, the mother refused to give in. She simply removed herself from the room, thereby reducing the power struggle. Her son only took his timeout when it became obvious to the boy that his mother was not going to give in.
Okay. So then remember, we used that trick on number 2, right? Of course you can have your toys, you just simply need to complete this timeout first. So she just used that same spin, so that's the kind of the positive consequence. All right, question on that. That's a very strong-willed child, and that could be a very frustrating situation, right, for most of us. I mean, I could see ourselves really kind of not having the patience to wait that out. And, but remember, whoever gives in first loses in a scenario. If we give in first, we lose because we teach them, you know what, if you go ahead and behave like that and you scream and you yell and you kick me, you'll get what you want, right? That's what we've taught them if we don't go through with the consequence. Okay. All right.
So now moving to activity 7.3.
Yes.
Right. So the middle page, can we get somebody to read the activity on page 132?
The nine-year-old Angela is asked by her father to clean her room. The father explains specifically that all of her clean clothes need to be in the drawers, all dirty clothes in the hamper, and all the books and toys on the shelves. Angela begins to cry and scream at her father. No, you can't make me. I hate you. Working with your group, decide on how you will use the concepts of self-timeout and fixed timeout to help motivate Angela to practice room organization and to work on cleaning her cleaning room. Answer each of the questions.
Okay, so we're going to take 2 minutes
Yeah. We'll take
in your groups and just answer the questions. And it says if you need help, you can look at page 126 or 27.
What? You want me to answer? I think she gets a big smile. Oh, yeah? Because she owes.
And she's disrespecting her mom by saying I hate her.
Yeah, she knows.
Once she owns.
How old are you? Go by 8.
Yeah, she's not.
That doesn't address the room.
9 minutes.